Are you tired of all this snow and frigid temperatures? Considering relocating to Florida? That's what I'm talking about today, and I'm starting right now. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Carrie Jonicus, and I'm a realtor in Chicago's southwest suburbs. Please consider hitting the subscribe button down below and the notification bell to be notified of any new videos that I post. I post new videos every week, and I wouldn't want you to miss out. If you've been here before, thank you so much for stopping by. Hi, I am here today with Gloria, and we are talking about relocating to Florida. Thank you so much, Gloria, for joining me today. Can you just tell me a little bit about yourself and the areas that you serve?
Sure. Well, my name is Gloria Hack, and I am with Remax Park Creek here in Southeast Florida. And I've been a realtor for about 19 years. Before that, I worked in advertising and marketing with media companies. And I am enjoying South Florida life.
I'll bet. I'm sure for today, if anyone wants to move from the Chicagoland area to Florida, today they're definitely feeling it because right now we have a lovely blizzard outside. So I look out my window and it's snowing pretty good out there. So it's definitely, I know a lot of people from the Chicagoland area, they do dream of moving to a warmer climate and not having to deal with all of the snow and the traffic and all of that. So can you tell me about what the price ranges look in the areas that you serve and just a little bit about those areas?
Sure. First of all, let me just kind of identify the area because Florida is a big state, and there are a couple different areas of South Florida. The area that I cover is really what we consider Southeast Florida, which is the Miami metro area. The Miami metro area is comprised of three different counties. So first we start off south, which is Miami-Dade County. And Miami-Dade County will include Miami, South Beach, Kendall, Aventura, those areas. And then in Miami-Dade County, of course, you've got fabulous nightlife in Miami and Miami beaches. And then as you go a little further west and a little further south, you're going to see more suburban areas. So, and then as we go a little further north, we are in what we call Broward County. And Broward County will comprise of Hollywood, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, Deerfield Beach, Parkland, Coral Springs, Coconut Creek, those areas. Broward County, right in the middle, you're going to find a lot of suburban areas. There'll be some city life as far as living in downtown Fort Lauderdale and some of the other beach cities, a lot of nice condos on the beach, along with the intercoastal. And then as you go further west, you'll see more suburban areas with a lot of excellent schools areas. And then the third area, which is considered Palm Beach County, which is the most northern area of our Miami metro area, is Palm Beach. You've got West Palm Beach. You've got, of course, Lago. You've got Boca Raton. And Palm Beach is considered more of an older area, a lot of 55 and over communities that are there. You're also going to see some suburban areas. It's Wellington is an area in Palm Beach that is very well known for equestrian centers and a lot of polo and things like that. Palm Beach is also in Palm Beach County, which is a very exclusive island area where you're going to find a lot of designer stores there. So as far as price ranges, Carrie, I wanted to kind of give you a range of what prices go for. So really the prices have changed a little bit from this year to last year, but what we're seeing right now is single family homes are going to probably about 300,000 range up to multi-million dollars, depending on where exactly you want to live. Is that really different from where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, just like it is for you down there, it really varies. We go from, I mean, you could find a house for 150,000 all the way up to a million plus, and it just really depends on the area, which suburb, which school district you're in. That can make things a little bit higher as well. So it just definitely varies out here,
Okay.
just as it does there. I'm sure
Okay.
similar in that.
And for condos and townhouses, the range is going to be between 200 to 250,000. But one of the tips, if somebody's thinking about relocating here or who wants to retire, who's 55 and over, there are some spectacular deals in the area of condos where if you want to live in a 55 plus community, you can get a condo for as little as $100,000.
Oh, wow, that's really reasonable.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's great. And what
So
do the
that,
taxes look like on say $100,000 house or a $300,000 house? What does that look like?
well, you know what? Taxes are going to depend on lots of different circumstances, whether it's a homesteaded property. If it's a homesteaded property, taxes are going to be less, and that's homestead is somebody's actually their primary residence. If it's a non-homesteaded property, taxes are going to be higher. But just to kind of give you an idea for an average range, I would say 2% of the purchase price is what the taxes are going to be. But I did want to also point out to you one thing, Carrie. One of the great things about living in Florida is that we pay no state taxes. So that's
Wow.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's huge. Huge to know. If someone was going to visit your area, is there something in specific that you would want them to visit when they come? So say they're comparing several different areas. Where should they visit? What should they do when they come?
Well, you know what? That's a really good question, Carrie, and it all depends on what the kind of lifestyle the person wants to live because there's so much diversity and so many different choices that somebody could have when they're deciding to move to Southeast Florida. For example, if they are wanting to be involved in like the thriving city life, then they're probably going to want to do something like downtown Fort Lauderdale or downtown Miami where you have kind of work, play, live lifestyle. You could do that. If they are looking to retire and they're 55 and over, they could also look at some 55 and over communities. 55 and over communities, there's such a vast array of choices. You could live in a condo, you could live in a single family home, you could live in what we call villas. So there's so many different choices. And a lot of these 55 and over communities, they have everything. They have classes on how to paint. They have exercise classes. They have swimming classes. There's golf. There's field trips. There's just so many different choices for people who want to retire here. Now, if you have children who are going to school, you're probably going to be wanting to focus number one on the best rated schools, and schools here are rated between A through F. So if you're very concerned with your children's education, then you really want to try to get as close to those A-rated schools as possible. So depending on what they're looking for and where they're working, and one of the other things is that for the most part here in Southeast Florida, most people have cars. We don't really have a rapid, I mean, we do have a transit system, but it's mostly buses.
Okay.
And then we do have something called a tri-rail, or tri-rail is a railroad. It's a train that goes all the way down through Palm Beach County north, all the way down to Miami to the airport. And it's just kind of one line that goes straight down through the counties through I-95. And so you could take the tri-rail if you're on the east side to be able to get around. You could do that. And then we also just installed something called a Bright Line. And Bright Line is rapid transit through the 3-county area. And they're in the process of developing the Bright Line so that it will be rapid transit from Miami all the way to Orlando, which is north, about 3 hours north of us.
Wow.
So
That's really
most people,
nice.
yeah, that'll be nice once that comes. But for the most part, most people are really using their vehicles to get around.
Okay. And since most people are using their vehicles, how do you see the traffic? I'm sure it's much different than the traffic in the city of Chicago, but do you find that there's a lot of traffic going? I mean, Southeast Florida, you're
Sure,
going to many different places. So, about how
sure,
long is it going to take you to get from, the most
sure,
southern
sure.
part to maybe a northern part of Southeast
And
Florida?
and and that's going to depend on what time of the day. For the most
Sure.
part, I'm originally from Los Angeles, and traffic
Okay.
there is insane.
Right.
So the traffic here is nothing compared to that type of traffic, except for certain parts of Miami. Certain parts of Miami you're dealing with um, longer commutes because it's more congested. But that's particular areas of Miami, like if you're going from downtown Miami to like Kendall area, which is further south. So you're dealing with some during peak traffic periods, which obviously are going to be between 7 to 9 a.m. and then probably from 5 until 7 p.m. is when you're dealing with the peak traffic areas in Miami mostly. As far as Broward's concerned, there is some traffic, but it's not as bad as Miami traffic. And then Palm Beach traffic is not bad either. So really the main traffic areas that you're finding is in Miami.
Okay. In your opinion, what is the best time of year to move? I mean, I know we always say the best time to move is now, but in your opinion, as far as, the area that you're in, what would be the best time that you would advise someone to move?
Well, that's there's a couple of different things that happen here in Southeast Florida. We have a period where it's called season because a lot of people who actually live here are what we call snowbirds.
Sure.
So they come to live here typically from November until let's say May. So they're here for 6 months, November to May, and the traffic and the population seems to increase during that time period. So that November through May is really season. So
Okay.
that's peak season. But as far as the question of when do we have the best weather, the time that we have the best weather in of all is probably going to be between November through March. We
Okay.
have phenomenal weather. And it's funny today, it was 64 degrees outside. And so we had to put our thermostat on because it's cold for us.
I laugh because at 64 degrees, I'm outside with my shorts and my t-shirt and
Yeah,
yeah,
well, the blood changes when it's hot all the time.
sure, sure, completely understand that. Completely understand that. So if somebody wants to move to your area, what would be if they're relocating, say from Chicago, what would be the first step if they wanted to relocate to the area? How would they start that process with you?
Well, the first thing that they probably want to do is they could check out some of my YouTube videos. I have several YouTube videos about relocating to South Florida, and one of my popular ones is why it sucks to live in South Florida. So that's a great one. But the first thing is to have a consultation and find out what are they into. Are they wanting beach life? Are they wanting suburban life? Are they wanting mixed use? Are they wanting to live close to an equestrian area? Do they want to live closer to the Everglades? So I would try to get a better idea of what it is that they want as far as lifestyle is concerned, and then kind of look at some of the areas. And one of the best ways is really to come down here and to drive. I have a young couple that I'm working with right now, and they're relocating from the Midwest. And when they initially came, they were just thinking, okay, we're going to be in Miami. And after meeting with them, I said, well, no, there's so many other choices besides just Miami. You could live in Pompano Beach or Deerfield or Fort Lauderdale or Coral Springs, Coconut Creek, Parkland. There's so many choices depending upon what is important to you as an individual.
Yeah, it sounds like that consultation really, especially when someone's relocating from another state, would be really important to have that consultation with someone like you that is knowledgeable about the area, that can kind of figure out what they're looking for. And then you can let them know, okay, well, this area has what you're looking for, instead of them just driving around and spending all this time trying to figure
Right.
that out. You could at least help them to narrow that down. So then they still could go drive around, but you're at least helping them to narrow down kind of getting to their goals a little bit better. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And there's so much to do here, Carrie. We have everything from you could take a boat out to see the alligators in the Everglades. You can go to the Murakami Japanese Museum. You can go to the Norton Museum. We have a Frost Museum, which is super cool. We have, oh my goodness, we have theater that is outdoor theater now.
Oh,
So
fun.
in Miami, there's this new concept, and they're doing this plays, and they're mini plays where they're doing the seven deadly sins. So you move from place to place with your headphones on, and you're outside, and you're actually seeing the actors perform brilliant plays outdoors to be comfortable. We have outdoor concerts. The beach is always beautiful. There's so many parks. There's all types of sporting events. We've got basketball, football. We have the Marlins. We have the Panthers. So we have all different types of professional sporting teams here in Southeast Florida, and there's always something fun to do depending upon what is important for you.
That sounds great. It sounds like you have definitely a lot of entertainment, or you're never lacking with something to do. And with the weather being so nice throughout the year, that really does help too.
Yeah, it really does. It does help us to be able to enjoy um, life, because we're able to enjoy that life outside, which is one of the safest places to be.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much for all of this information. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I will definitely leave your contact information in the description box down below. So if anyone is interested in relocating to Florida, they can definitely contact you to set up that consultation. So thank you so much, and hopefully I'll have you on another video again in the future.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to download a copy of my Relocating to Florida guide, click the link in the description box down below. Thank you again for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.